1 minute opener, and then 2 1.5-minute questions, and 1 minute wrap up.
Sorry, I have a dry mouth today. Okay, let me know when I can start. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for the opportunity to be here with you tonight. It is my privilege. You know, when I first started as county judge, many people told us we could not fix a government that was gripped by corruption and dysfunction. But we did it. And along the way, we didn't just do that. Along the way, we built greater access to health care, transportation, and quality of life. And along the way, you saw me stand up for critical democratic values. You saw me stand up for women's rights. You saw me stand up for equality. You saw me stand up for health care. And you saw me stand up for increasing our minimum wage. It's those rights that are at stake right now with a president who wants to trample on them. Well, I'm ready to do in Washington, D.C. what I did here at home, which is defend democratic values that are precious to all of us and important to the future of this country if you will vote for me. Thank you.
Three issues are of great importance to El Pasoans: access to health care, immigration, including DACA, and education. Please rank order your positions for those policies and why you have those positions.
So education, immigration, and
Access to health care.
okay. Number one, access to health care. You cannot have a healthy workforce, healthy families or strong families if they cannot afford to see a doctor and if they are bankrupted when they get sick. There needs to be health care for all. The second is immigration. And I will tell you why. Because we have families that are in desperate need of relief, and we need to change those laws. Those laws have been outdated. Those laws are not compassionate. Those laws are far too complex. And immigration reform is very simple. It should be based on American values, and it should be based on unification and allowing people greater access to asylum. And with regard to education, although it's number 3 on my list, it's not because it's not an important priority. Education, we need to adequately fund Title I, which helps economically disadvantaged kids, like those kids who live in our community. We also really should have preschool for all. Universal preschool. Preschool has been shown to be the great equalizer for our kids. We all have a stake in having a highly educated, highly trained, competitive workforce. And it's up to the federal government to adequately fund that, as well as health care, and to finally act on immigration. And because I have a couple more minutes, or a little bit more time, here's what I will tell you about immigration. We mix economic red light, sorry.
As you know, U.S. representatives need allies in Congress, and they must know who their foes are. You ranked health care as your #1 policy. With which congressional members would you ally with, and why would you do this?
You know, that's a great question. I don't know that there would be any one particular member that I would align myself with. I will tell you that it's an important issue for the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, and one that I have had long conversations with them about. And I've been very privileged to have received a number of endorsements from members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, including the chairman, Tony Cardenas, and other leadership like Linda Sanchez and Pete Aguilar and many others, including members in the Texas delegation of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. But I've also been endorsed by groups and organizations like Emily's List, Democracy for America, and many others, because we all see the need for immediate action on health care. As I mentioned, we have families in this country who are being bankrupted because they get sick. And with the actions by members of Congress right now, where even children are under attack, access to health care for children, until we take care of that as a whole, we are going to continue to see injustices, and thankfully There are innumerable allies in Congress and people who I've been privileged to get to know and who have endorsed me and supported me and who I'm eager to work with should you all allow me the privilege of being your Congresswoman. Give me just 1 second, sorry. You know, when I first started out in public service, we lived through some very dark days. But I am proud that during the darkest of days, I stood with other leaders who stepped up to make county government work for you. And I'm proud of that work and what we did. We are living in very dark days again, coming from Washington, D.C., from a president who, as I said, wants to trample on our rights, and those who wish to enable it. It is going to take a very strong leader, someone with a record of standing up to injustice, and someone with a record of standing for you and for us, and against what people want to take away. And I have a record of doing that. I'm here to ask for your support. My hope is that the work that you've seen me do in our community, the unfaltering devotion that I have to El Paso and our families, will have made me earn your vote. And I'm here to ask you. Thank you all very much.